Greetings, everyone. Back at it today. Gary, Mark, and Mike will be back to install more of those mud sills on top of the foundation and probably help me strip off some more of the form boards around the outside like we did yesterday. One of the things that I don't think I showed yesterday that Carrie ended up doing for us was we had pre-cut 5x5 squares for the vapor barrier. It's the by Stego. It's called Stego Crawl. And it's a 15 mil thick vapor barrier. And we had pre-cut 5-foot squares that go over all these pier brackets. And I thought that might be an easier way to tie all that in rather than when I'm doing all the rest of the vapor barrier under the house, having to cut and tape around that bracket to seal it in. So what we ended up doing was just laying that sheet on top of the bracket, making little slices where the bracket is sticking up, and then we just pushed it down over it. And then I'll just tape around the uprights on the bracket to make sure that is airtight before the posts go in. So let's get going on today's stuff.
Mike, I think I just, yeah, you're good. Give me a little bit of this tighten her up. And your hammer's right over there, Mike.
Yeah, that bumped quite a bit there.
Right on the money.
So I did figure out if you tap down on that, the wedge tie first and then hit the wedges up, and then you can tap it down again, they will pop out. The other day I think we were cutting a lot of them out, but once we figured that out, it went pretty quick. Let's do another one. Just like that. Pretty quick. While Gary and Mike were trying out the new metal connector nail gun I had purchased, the question came up whether we really need the 1/2-inch bolts in the PBS brackets, which is the pier bracket that is down in the cement at ground level. So I looked up the specs on the Simpson Strong Tie website and found you could either use the 2 1/2-inch bolts, or you would have to use 7 of the strong drive screws on each side of the bracket. I didn't have the strong drive screws, but I had purchased the 1/2-inch bolts already, so I just had the guys nail it off to hold it in place, and I installed the bolts. Today, Gary and the guys were able to help me get that one row of girder in with the posts, and we're heading down the next row. Mark only has a little bit of sills to make up on the far side of the house where the in-law unit is, and then just the 2 garage walls. But don't know if I said it in another video, but when we were trying to get the house so profile low to the ground, we're setting the floor joist down inside, and the actual flooring is going to come right over the sill. So having to countersink the washers and the nut is quite a chore. So, because it's either that or you have to cut holes in your plywood every piece and try to get that lined up. So I think the consensus was it's easier to do this, and Mark has just been a trooper routing all of those squares out for the J-bolt / anchor bolt, whatever you want to call it. With that, we're going to wrap things up. I have to head home because it's game 2 for the NBA Finals, and I got to go cheer on my Warriors as usual. So with that, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.